What's up, idiot?
What's up, hot garbage?
I look fucking. I feel like a dead beaver on the side of the highway.
I
So
it's the
hot.
I feel so fucking. I don't even know.
No, it's wretched.
My plan. I got up and I was walking. This afternoon, and I was like, "What should you do today?" And honestly, my brain said back to itself, "Why don't you go outside and burst into flames?"
Right? I took out my garbage and then I did literally one thing in here and I was fucking dying. Like, I'm so hot. Can't even breathe. I don't even want to eat.
I made mashed potatoes and a veggie burger,
Nice.
and literally 3 minutes into cooking it, I was like, I can't cook anything in this house. Like, the whole house is going up in temperature. Fuck it. So I ate like a popsicle and then put a bunch of ice cubes in a cup of coffee, and that's what I had for dinner.
You put the veggie burger in the air fryer is what you do.
But the air fryer blows all the hot air out the back of it.
Not as much as the oven. I actually wanted to get some shit done today too and I couldn't move. And it's not any better outside right now. I can't even open the windows. It's disgusting.
I did that too. I was like, I'm going to go and smoke a cigarette outside. And I walked from my family room out my back door onto my porch, and it still felt like I was in my family room.
I know, same.
That was the Logan Paul Mayweather fight.
It was really not great. I don't know if it was worse than I thought. It was just like, I don't even know why I watched it. Like, Logan Paul lasted the whole time, which is way more embarrassing for Floyd. I don't know why Mayweather didn't just unleash on him, but he didn't. It was weird. They're like two different sizes and whatever decades apart in age. It was stupid, but good for both of them for making a bunch of money.
But again, this ties back into, I've talked before, my thing about like how I think sports are fixed, because like you go through all of the promotion for something stupid like this and put everything together and all the logistics and flying everybody and getting everything crafted just perfectly, whatever. Like, Mayweather can't knock him out in 15 seconds.
I know. I think that's what it was too. It was just like, okay, let's float around for a while. But he should have made it look a little better. Like, nobody should be lasting that long with you, but whatever.
I saw a couple of clips, and Paul's arms looked like like swimming pool noodles.
Yeah, he doesn't have any, what's the word I'm looking for?
He looked like those wacky waveling tube men that are in front of like...
Yeah, he doesn't have any technique at all. He's just like a big bro.
In the couple of clips that I saw too, it looked like he could barely even like walk. Like he's a lumbering bumblebum.
Yeah, he was tired and he doesn't know how to box. He just survived on sheer size and fucking Adderall. I don't know. I don't know what that kid does.
I mean, he's a super genius though. I don't like him. I hate him. But he's a super genius.
You don't know him.
I don't hate him. I don't know him.
Right.
I just like that culture. How's that?
Right. That's better.
It's like that. But like, he is a genius in that culture that I dislike. Coming out wearing the world's rarest Pokemon card.
Yeah.
Like, that is insane nonsense genius.
Yeah, troll times 100.
Yes.
I know.
This is the most I've ever talked about sports in my whole life.
I know.
Except when I was 12 and the Tigers won the World Series.
Yeah. I don't know why I watched it, but whatever. It's over.
You free watch all that stuff, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, was it gonna? I don't know. I'm not paying for that. And most of the people on Twitter who paid, it was freezing on all of them. Like, most people who paid turn on a stream anyway. It's like, why am I gonna? And I didn't know any of the undercard people. I don't fucking know.
You're supposed to know. You're the Crystal Queen.
Not of boxing. I mean, I know some boxing, but this wasn't that. This was like a weird old people exhibition, other sports guys thing. It didn't make any sense.
I know George Foreman, Mike Tyson, Leon Spinks, and Sugar Ray. That's it.
Okay.
And then Rocky and Ivan Drago.
They're not real people.
This is a quick thing, and I don't know if you would know this. I don't know if this is something I can look up, I'm sure. But you would have thought, like, at the height of like his hubris, did Sylvester Stallone ever professionally box, like even once?
I don't know.
Like you would think that being a superstar and being in boxing movies, like he probably got offers, right?
I feel like he trained under real people, probably. But if you're like rich and handsome and making $1 million on movies, why would you want to do that?
Why would Logan Paul do it? He's not handsome but rich, making millions of dollars.
I mean, I'm sure somebody thinks he's cute. Not me. He looks like he has a bird nest on his head. And then Floyd Mayweather recently had freaking beard and hair transplant. Like he looked so handsome for an older guy. He's not even that old, first of all. But like he was aging really well and he looked really handsome and he was well dressed. And then all of a sudden in like the last year or so, he did a full freaking beard transplant and a full head of hair. And now he looks like really weird. It's really off-putting. There's like too much hair on his head now. It's really weird. So yeah, it was like his weird hair and Logan Paul's weird hair, and they fought each other is what happened tonight.
It was a weird hair fight. That's all.
It was battle of the uncomfortable hair situations. It's not good.
I bought suet cakes.
Oh, good.
For the birds.
I've been getting way more birds. Nothing exciting, just little sparrows, but still, they count on me now. And then the blue jay was raging today. He like, how you usually throw them and they wait till you go in the house?
Yeah.
They're like scared. They're bullies to animals, but they're scared of us. So today he was letting me like throw stuff to him and then he would like swoop down and get it while I was still outside. I'm like, oh.
I don't know if the blue jay I've got is a new one or if it's just a really crazy dominant one, but the one that I've got of the past week or so sits on my deck and does that crazy shrill blue jay scream until I come out and give him peanut.
It's like a metal noise. It sounds like swing, like a swing set. It's like weird metallic noise.
Yes.
I don't know how they do that. I saw him on your back porch. I think it was that one. I don't fucking know if it was the same one, but I saw one on your back porch when I was over the other day. But I think, don't you notice too, I feel like my squirrels were like absent today. And when I did see them, they were acting super weird. I think it's because the blue jays are just like, they fuck with them all day.
I think the heat too, because I went out to the only time I saw one squirrel today, and the only time I saw him was when he was drinking out of the cup of water on my back porch.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think he was like, no, I got to get out of the house. Like, I'll just go get a drink or something. Because I'll walk out there. I walk out there every few hours and put an ice cube in.
Oh, I filled up their little water thing quite a few times today because it's just like a little dish and it kept like evaporating, or they drank it. But the two squirrels that I saw today were both like laid out on their belly, just like over it.
The suet cakes that I put out today were melting.
Jeez. Yeah, I gotta go buy another peanut bag.
You're a peanut bag.
Believe it's dry, believe it's dry. I'm a peanut bag. Did you read about the Queen Mary is sinking? What's that about?
Because it's old and the people who owned it weren't taking very good care of it.
Mm-hmm.
But the announcement, I think, came today that the city of Long Beach bought it.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so the people who were running it aren't running it anymore. And now the city of Long Beach can like fund it to fix it. And I don't know if they'll keep it being like a hotel or anything, but now I think it can probably get like museum funding and stuff like that probably.
Yeah, I still haven't been there.
It's not for nothing. And I love the Queen Mary and I love all the times that I've been there and I love all the people that I've met there and all the weird shit that's happened on that boat. But the reality of the situation is like every time I was there and I was walking around, it's one of those places where like everything's super expensive and it's like, ooh, we're at this place and we're doing this thing. And then you're walking and you're like, man, this carpet is fucked up. Man, that wall needs to be painted. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I didn't know it had like whatever you're saying, like things to do on it. I thought it was just like a big empty ship kind of.
No, it has all of its hotel rooms and then it has a bar and a restaurant and little shops near the bar. And then there's tourist groups coming through all the time. And
so like it's not always like haunty time?
No. Liam and Robin got married on the Queen Mary.
Oh, weird.
There's a little chapel there that, and it was a cruise ship. And so they kept, like most cruise ships have restaurants and bars and stuff like that. So they kept that stuff open. And then all of the cabins just turned into hotel rooms.
Why is it haunted or supposedly haunted?
Well, people have died on it. Like it was used to transport like troops during multiple different incursions and wars and stuff. And then like even like the prisoners that were captured during the war, they made them ride down underneath the deck in the front of the ship, because when you get near the back of a ship, it almost doesn't move at all. That's where all the like big cabins are. Like the closer you are to the water and the further back, the calmer the ship is.
Yeah.
And so they would put all the prisoners in the front hull of the ship so that every time it hit a wave or like went up, like those prisoners would bounce around and smash around in there. Jeez. And then like there's a ton of legends about people who have committed suicide, and there's people who have died on the ship. And then Disney owned it for a while. This is a long time ago. Disney owned it for a while, and they were going to turn it into like the Haunted Mansion, but at sea.
Mm-hmm.
So for like a year, maybe less than a year, they Disneyfied one of the cabins so that like you would go in and the pictures would spin around and the water would turn on and off and you would hear voices.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then when Disney sold it, all of that information is like proprietary and it's owned by Disney. Like it's all super top secret. So Disney went in and took all that stuff out. And then that room, since it was pretty much demolished, they put up caution tape. And then when it didn't get fixed after the first year, the second, third, fourth, fifth, now you're rolling the 6 or 7 years, that room is like blocked off. People don't remember it was Disney anymore. And people started talking about when they went to that ship and saw pictures moving around and faucets turning on and off. And then all of a sudden that room is the most haunted room. 30 years later, people are like paying huge tons of money. And the last time I was there, I was hosting a group and explaining this to them in that room. And there were YouTubers like outside our door saying like, we're on the Queen Mary, we're at the most haunted place, and telling the legend of the room I was in. And when I opened the door, they like fucking freaked out and screamed because they thought it was closed. They thought nobody was allowed in it, and they took off running. So like the legend just builds up over time.
Yeah, and it's just like weird, like a local haunted house.
Well, yeah, and then the thing I was telling my group when we were going through, and you know this, and people who have heard my lectures have heard me say this, like now it's 25 years and you've had tens of, not hundreds of thousands of people thinking that room is haunted. Mm-hmm. And now weird shit really does happen in that room.
Yeah, they feed into it.
Yeah.
Well, I still want to go. I mean, most of the, when we've talked about this too, is like most of the, I quote unquote, very famous places, like stuff usually doesn't happen. It's like tapped out.
It's tired. It gets tired from there being ghost groups in there every single night.
Yeah.
Putting their own whatever on it.
Yeah. And then we go to like little weird places that nobody knows about. And it's like better sometimes. What was that story? Where were you? One of the cruises you went on, you said y'all went up to the front to meet like the captains, or they invited you guys up to meet the crew of the ship. And it was like, go ahead.
Yeah, it was. So we were on one of the Amy's Strange Escapes cruises, and I don't remember which one it was, but somehow or another, Amy or Adam got us invited to go up to the front of the ship and see how they steer the boat and the captain's rooms and stuff like that, which is super cool. So it was like Amy, Adam, Chip, me, Greg, Dana, a few other people. And we walked up and there's all these computers and all this radar stuff, and it's super cool. And the captain is talking about what he has to do, and he has to set this and set that. And I'm me, so I'm like looking around trying to see stuff that I'm not supposed to see because I figure there's probably super secret stuff up here. And I noticed that they have like religious icons all over. And then over the tops of the doors, they have ropes of garlic over the doors. And so the captain's talking, and I'm like, he's like, does anybody have a question? And I'm like, yeah. what are the ropes of garlic over the doors? And like not missing a beat, not thinking it was weird or anything like that. He looks at us and he goes, oh, it's to keep the evil spirits out. It's to keep the ship safe and to keep any evil spirits. And I was like, what? Like, what is happening? Like, he must have not known we were ghost hunters, because that was just like the end all be all. It was so funny.
I love that story. You have garlic by your door.
I have garlic at every single one of my doors.
I don't have garlic at my doors.
It's the same thing. Like,
yeah,
I don't have them on my windows, but I have a cinnamon stick in every windowsill.
Yeah, I wouldn't have noticed that either.
The time you would ever notice it is if you were opening one of my windows, and you would never open.
I mean, I do crawl in your windows at night, is what I meant to say, but like I probably just don't notice. Just come in like the girl from The Ring with my hair over my face.
How long have you lived in your house?
Wait, I was gonna say something before. Oh, I'll come back to it. But no, let me say the thing real fast. I was thinking the other day when I was over that like you're like me, we just have really cool shit everywhere, and it's like overwhelming sometimes, and then you just like notice new things every time you come over, whatever. So you have like whatever artifacts and UFO books and blah blah blah, and like my favorite fucking thing in your house is your automatic soap dispenser in your bathroom. It's so cool. I don't know why I love it. I'm like, oh, it's fancy in here. Let me get some soap.
It's so fun, isn't it?
It's so fun. It's so extra. Because really nothing in either of our houses is extra. And I'm like, I love that thing.
Yeah, that stems from, I know this sounds weird to some people, but I mean, this is just, if I had the money to redo my bathroom, I don't know how this is going to sound. Maybe it's because I was a custodian for so long. Like, maybe it's because I travel so much. But I love industrial commercial bathrooms. I like a tankless toilet that's attached to a wall that you can get completely underneath when you clean it. It's not attached to the floor. I like either a pedestal sink with a very thin pedestal, or just a sink attached to a wall with nothing beneath it. Everything chrome. If I could have a bathroom that was just like tiled from floor to ceiling with like a drain in the center and a shower head, like I would have a completely industrialized bathroom. I hate like scrubbing a tub and scrubbing the toilet and scrubbing around the toilet and all of that. And I think when I was a custodian, my favorite thing, I mean, I hated cleaning fucking bathrooms when I was a custodian, but my favorite thing was that I could literally like drag a hose into the bathrooms and spray from the fucking walls and then squeegee everything down into a drain. And it was fucking spotless.
I know, I want the same thing. I fucking hate my bathroom. My only bathroom in my house has a clawfoot bathtub, which like everybody thinks they want, but you just know that you don't want one. It's so fucking annoying. It's so inconvenient. I hate my bathroom. But anyway, I've been in my house for I think 11 or 12 years. I don't remember.
I was thinking about this today when I was laying on the couch, melting into a puddle of fucking nothing. I've lived in this house now for 11 years, I think, and I've only had to like break into it once.
I've only had to break into mine once.
Yeah, the last place I lived in for 7 years, and I've had to break into that motherfucker like every month.
Why?
I don't know. Like that other house was just like maybe it's just because I was younger, maybe I was drinking more. But like my keys were just, I was constantly locking myself out of that fucking place over and over again.
My only time that happened here was literally, I think it was like the night of or like the day after I moved into this house, and it was snowing. I closed on my house in like a December, so it was like snowy, and Bean had to go out, and I had slippers on. I don't even know if I had a coat on. I went out front and I fucking locked us out, and I didn't even have extra keys yet. So you know where we are. So I walked over. I didn't know what to do. It was late too. It was like midnight. I'm like, fuck. I didn't have my phone either. I had nothing. I just walked out front and fucking locked myself out. So I walked to the firehouse because I'm like, that's the only people that are open and I don't know anybody yet and blah, blah, blah. So like the firehouse has a doorbell on it, and I like walk over there with a dog in my slippers, and I ring the doorbell. And they come down, they're like, yeah. I'm like, I just moved in over there. I locked myself out. I don't even have shoes. I don't know what to do. And they're like, okay, we'll help. Don't worry. And like, literally, I think that firehouse is like, 50 fucking yards from my house. It's like really close. They literally fired up the whole fire engine, like the whole truck.
Jesus.
I know. Put me and the dog in the truck, drove it literally around the corner, like around, like pulled out of the driveway, like right, like one.
Don't get too
left
specific.
Turn. I fucking know. But yeah, so we're parked in front of, and I'm like filling out, they have you fill out paperwork, and I'm sitting in the fire truck. I'm like, well, this is fun. I've never ridden in a fire truck. And the dog's on my lap. I'm like, this is sweet. And so I'm not even done filling out the stupid paper yet. And I look over and the fireman's going like in my front window. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so stupid. So then I get up here and I'm like, how did you do that? And he points at, I have like 3 front windows, and he goes, that one was locked. That one was locked. That one wasn't. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm sorry. But it was really fun. I was like, you guys are fucking bored. Like, just fire up the whole truck, put up, like, it was sick. I was like, I'm kind of glad I locked myself out. That was fun. But that was the only time I've ever had to get in here. Because after that, that's what happened, is after that, I hung a house key on Bean's leash. So I would never walk out of the house without it. I always had one.
The time I locked myself out of this house, it was when I was filming Ghost Stalkers, and I hadn't been home for like a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And I got home, plane landed late, and it was maybe like 11:30 by the time I got home, and I was just fucking wiped out. And I walked up to the front porch, set my suitcases down, and I was so happy to be home, and realized I had never brought my keys with me the whole time. Like, I didn't have keys. I didn't want to lose them, so I didn't bring them with me. And then I was like, fuck. And there was just this moment of like, just get in the fucking house.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where it came from. I know people tell stories about like people getting Hulk strength in certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like put my hand on the handle, and I put my hand on the door, my other hand on the door, and I just twisted and pushed like the fucking Hulk and broke the whole frame of the door out.
Oh, jeez. Was it cold out or warm out?
It was warm.
Why couldn't you just lay on your back porch and figure it out?
I was just tired and wanted to be in my bed, and I wanted to see Charlie. And
don't you have one of my house keys?
No.
I thought you did.
I thought you had one of mine.
I don't have one of yours. We'll figure it out.
But anyway, my door frame is still broken. I never fixed it.
Your fucking brain is broken.
Because if you there's a thing, if you put a new front door on a house now, like you have to go to the city and get like special license, and it's got to be put in the right way. And like the city has to come out. There's all these rules about putting a front door on your house now.
No.
Yes.
Nah.
Like, you can't just buy a closet door and put it on the front of your house. Okay,
you can't do that, but there's like 1 million front doors on Facebook Marketplace. Just fucking buy one.
Yeah, but to install it, you have to like pull permits and stuff.
Nobody does that. The last 1 million years I had Bean, I was supposed to have a permit with the city. Did I have one?
I'm a law-abiding citizen.
You're a liar. 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 Nobody's going to notice if you change your front door. It's a fucking door. You just saw my neighbor has a fucking rat. That bush that was like a jungle on their house. That's like a rat village. They don't care about that. Well, they're not going to care about your door.
Someone called the city on me because I had a bird's nest on the side of my garage.
It was those assholes behind you. That's why. You throw dog poop at their house. That reminds me, I wanted to say another synchronicity about Bean was that he passed 9 days before his 14th birthday. So I keep saying he was 14, but he was really 13. And that the episode where I fucking lost my shit was our 13th episode. It's not crazy.
I realized that when I was editing it.
I know. So that synchronicity is weird. And then obviously I've been getting like a bunch of super nice messages, and like a few people have donated to like being 2.0, and like it's been so nice. I haven't got to answer everything. I like it's nice to read, but then I'm sure you know this too, but like I don't know, you'll get through like 5 or 10 or however many and you have to stop cuz like you're doing your best to like kind of not forget it but like not think about it so you can go on with your day and it's like there's only so like condolences are nice, but it's people opening it back up. You know what I mean? Like I can't read that right now. I don't fucking know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like
know
when
what you
I'm
mean.
reading that, I'm thinking about it, and I just don't want to think about it right now because I'm not good.
I know
So
this
I'll
is.
read some,
I know
and I
what
have
you
to
mean.
stop.
This might sound stupid,
Nothing
but
you say sounds stupid.
no, but I
Well,
mean
that's
this. But that I didn't say this, and it kind of comes from a stupid place. But like one of the things I don't know how many years ago, but there's an episode of Star Trek, and they're talking about a crew member that died, and
mm-hmm.
the one person on Star Trek says, why doesn't it get any better? And the captain says, because emotions are hard and they don't work well with each other, and time heals all wounds, but absence makes the heart grow fonder. And
Mm-hmm.
I always think about that, like emotions don't work well together.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like both of those things are true, but they don't work well together. And you and I have talked about this before, whether it's just about our strange belief systems, like you can hold what seem to be contrary viewpoints and still have the same viewpoint.
right. That's
Like
wild that you brought that up.
I can love everybody that I meet. I really have a genuine human love for my fellow human beings on this planet, but also I can call people garbage people.
Yeah, a lot of people are garbage people.
I can still
Um,
love them though. That's seemingly two contrary points of view, but they're both true.
yeah, but I was going to bring up to you. That's crazy that you brought up like that quote in particular because I was going to say almost the exact same thing. The last few days I binged that Mayor of Easttown show. It was really good, by the way, and it went in like a million different directions, and it was really dark. It was pretty sad, and it like made me cry at different times for shit that I'm going through. But so it's either let's see, it's either the last episode or the second to last episode. But Mayor, this isn't a spoiler; it's just how the series starts. But Mayor's like adult son like killed himself, and we never really knew him in the series. It's just something that has happened and there's a guy in one of the last episodes and he goes, oh, this old guy's like wife had passed recently and he knew that her son had passed and he said the same exact thing. He goes, does it get any easier? And she goes, no, but after a while you learn to live with the unacceptable. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll do. But yeah, but people have been really nice. We're gonna do the Patreon. I'm gonna raise my money for him.
Patreon will
And then
probably start this weekend.
yeah, the Patreon should start on Wednesday. We're gonna work on that tomorrow. We have some fun ideas for that. What did you watch anything this week? Love Boat some more?
I've
This
been watching
all
old
up in
Mission.
the Love Boat?
I've been watching old Mission Impossible.
I just realized this whole episode is about boats.
I've been watching old episodes from the 1960s of Mission Impossible, which, okay, so for those people who don't know, and just to recap this really quick so I won't go into it, when I was 18, I had a heart attack, I died, and then during my recovery, I didn't leave my childhood bedroom from January to August of that year. My anxiety and everything was overwhelming. And slowly but surely, I think with the process that I'm going through now, and I think I've talked about it before, about I'm revisiting all those comfort things that, like, whether it be toys or comic books or the books that I read as a teenager, whatever. But I also realized too that in that like 8-month span of time when I didn't leave the bedroom, all I really did was read and watch television. And
Hmm.
at that time, I don't think there was cable in my room, so I was watching a lot of just like late night channel 50, channel 20, channel 62 like oddball shows. And I realized that one of them is Mission Impossible, the ones that I'm watching now. And when I started watching them about a week and a half ago, I was like, okay, I'll watch these because they're kind of cozy and comfy, but they're not going to be fucking good. And you know what? They're fucking great.
That's literally what happened to me with 90210. I was like, I don't know why I'm turning this on. It's going to be mindless and cozy, and I just don't want to think. And then I was like, actually, this is amazing.
Yeah, I'm watching this terrible 60s spy show, and I'm not joking when I say this. You know, every episode of Mission Impossible is they got to pull off some kind of fucking impossible mission. They got to pull off a con, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every episode, I am on the edge of my fucking seat trying to figure out if they're going to get caught or not. And I know they're not going to get caught because it's a fucking, every episode they don't get caught.
Oh my God, your voice got so high.
It can get higher.
They're not gonna get caught.
I can get real high.
Ew. I'll never do that again.
I used to be able to imitate Bobby from Bobby's World.
That's what it sounded like.
And Bobby from Bobby's World.
Ew. God.
That was Howie Mandel, right?
Yeah.
That was like he was living the greatest life at that time, putting a fucking rubber glove on his head. He had Bobby's World.
When they used to do stuff with that Dave guy, right? Super Dave? What's his name? Super Dave? What the fuck was that guy's name?
Dave Osborne.
Yeah. What did they do together? Oh, was that guy just on that show sometimes, or was that a different show?
I think that was a different show, but Super Dave Osborne was so funny because like 25 minutes of putting a guy in a car that's going to be a rocket, and then when it happens, it's just the worst dummy in the world, like in the rocket blowing up.
I just remember that guy being like so dry too.
Dave Osborne was great. He was actually super funny. He has passed now, but if you go back and look at clips of him at that time, he was way kind of ahead of his time in that dry humor category.
Yeah. I was going to bring
Dave
up
Osborne. R.I.P. Super Dave Osborne.
R.I.P. Super Dave. Hashtag Super Dave Osborne. I was going to bring, I feel like I almost brought this up to you at your house the other day, but I was like, no, wait. I was thinking, you know how to hypnotize people, right?
Yeah, you want to be hypnotized right now?
I was thinking, what if
before you tell me this, just relax for a second.
Stop.
Take a deep breath.
Relax. I seriously just like felt a weird wave in my head. I'm not kidding. Like a weird, like if something in my head went, ooh, like I felt a weird wave.
I wonder if I could hypnotize. I wonder if I could hypnotize the listeners.
Don't right now. Can I get my fucking question out first?
Okay,
so
what's
listen.
your question?
Hashtag Super Dave Osborne. So
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Super Dave. Rest in power. So I was thinking, because I'm so scared of airplanes, I was like, can't Tenny hypnotize me a little bit before we go to Belvoir?
I mean, hypnotism, clinical type hypnotism, can't make you do something you don't want to do.
Okay, but I do want to. I just don't want to be scared.
Okay, maybe I'll try.
Yeah, let's try. Okay. That would be wild if it worked.
I'll try.
Okay, let's try that. And then
I hypnotized someone at the bar once.
Yeah, you hypnotize everybody at the bar, girl.
R.I.P. Super Dave Osborne.
I can't. Oh my God. Anyway, go ahead. Hashtag Stars and Stripes. Hashtag Super Dave Osborne.
No, but you're technically like you shouldn't hypnotize people who are drunk. And you can't a lot of the times because you need people to be able to focus.
Yeah.
But someone was saying some shit about hypnotism not being real. It's no such thing. And I had seen them come in, so I knew that they hadn't drank too much. And I was talking to the bartenders and I said like, oh, like, I know how to hypnotize people. Do you want me to hypnotize you? And they were like, yeah, go ahead, give it a shot. Like, they tried when I was in high school or overnight and it didn't work. And I was like, yeah, that's not real hypnotism. That's like stage hypnotism. It's totally different.
Yeah.
And it was really funny because I don't know if I hypnotized him, but I got him to a really strange place where he was like, I had him relax and I had him kind of going like maybe only 35 or 40 seconds in. And then I saw him kind of like doing a tremor. And I was like, you can relax. And then he was fighting me. He was like, no, it's not working. It's not working. And then he got super mad and got up and left. And that was like the last time I saw him.
Jeez.
I think that he just didn't want to be relaxed at that moment. And that started to make him a little nervous for whatever reason.
I feel like maybe too, I don't know why, but maybe like hypnotism too, like if you have nothing to hide, it's probably fine. But maybe people are like, I have really fucked up secrets. And if somebody puts me under it now, what the fuck am I going to say?
Right. People don't understand that. Like, I couldn't make you tell me your deepest, darkest secret because you probably don't want to tell me your deepest, darkest secret.
And you're saying that as someone talking to a stranger, you're not saying that to me because you literally know everything about me. I don't think there's anything that I haven't or wouldn't tell you.
Right. But like the want and the need, like I was saying, it has to be there in the person. People always say like, why don't I go, if I believe in hypnotism, why don't I go to a hypnotist and quit smoking?
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time, because I don't want to quit.
Oh yeah.
When someone actively looks up a smoking cessation hypnotherapist, makes an appointment and goes to the office, they are showing already that they want to quit.
Mm-hmm. True.
Then the hypnotherapist just reinforces what they already want to do.
Yeah, that's me in the flying. If I could fly, I would seriously fly like a couple times a month if I wasn't scared, but I'm fucking terrified.
I think what's good is if we can get a direct flight. I was thinking about this the other day too. If we can get a direct flight when we fly to Belvoir, it'll be really good for you because that flight is like an hour long.
Yeah. There's another part of that too that I was going to bring up. I think I was talking to Jesse the other day. Whoever runs the Belvoir Twitter page
Jesse
DM'd me.
The owner.
Yeah. He said that, okay, so we're going to be there, whatever, a few days. And then he said on the last day, him and Amy and Charlotte and I don't know who are flying to Vegas for a few days to hang out and do whatever. And he invited us to go, and he said he would fly us or find it, whatever. I don't know if he has points, whatever the fuck, but he said he would pay for our flights to Vegas. So,
well, we'll see how you do on the flight.
That's a good point. But I was going to tell you too, that scratch off that we got the other day, I won $2, so I'll get the slurps next time.
Thanks.
Yeah, slurps. And I looked up snow cone makers today.
I don't want a snow cone maker. I want a Slurpee machine.
Well, like we were talking about slushes, a slush is a snow cone. Machine.
Yes.
It's the same thing. You just put like that liquid over it.
I want a snow cone. I want a slush.
Do you hear yourself? They're the same thing.
A snow cone is a cone of snow.
Okay, but if you put it in a cup, it's a fucking slush with the flavoring on it. It's the same thing.
If I wanted to make chopped ice, I'll put it in my blender.
I'm going to chop your throat. Just going to see how many times I can threaten your life in one conversation. I feel like there's going to be more times after this.
I am so fucking hot. It's so uncomfortable.
I'm so hot. I had to turn off my air so that it didn't make sound during this, and I'm just hot. I have a ceiling fan on. It's doing nothing.
I don't have a ceiling fan on because it'll record, and I don't want to hear whoop, 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 whoop in the background the whole time.
That's what you always sound like, fucking ICP.
Whoop, whoop. Whoop. Magnets, how do they work?
What am I going to watch next? You want to know? I want to watch 6 Feet Under. Have you ever watched 6 Feet Under?
No.
I don't know why I haven't watched it before, but I think that it's going to be my next binge, maybe.
You watch like
Maybe.
why don't you watch the first 3 seasons of the original Star Trek?
No, I watched that when I was little.
I know it's fun.
Maybe. Oh, I still want to watch back X-Files too.
Watch what?
X-Files
Oh,
all over again. There's so many episodes though.
there's so many episodes. That's the thing that a lot bums me out a lot of times when I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch all these, and then I realize like it ran for like 8 years, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch all that.
I know I started it a couple years ago and then I didn't even make it. I'm like, oh. And your memory wants you to think every episode was good, but every episode is not good.
Every episode is not good.
No,
And
there
it
was some
takes them-
filler.
And it takes them a long time to become the Mulder and Scully that you like.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. The
And
beginning
then
was like
right when they hit top speed and it becomes like a great show, Mulder disappears and the guy from Terminator shows up.
I know. I know. Yeah, that was such a boner killer. That guy was like not the face we all wanted to be looking at. Like, what a bum out. Mulder forever. They should have just ended it.
Why don't you watch something that's like, why don't you watch like all the Friday the 13th?
I'll have to do that too.
Or like
I still
all the
wanna watch
Halloweens.
60 Under.
Watch all the Halloweens.
Yeah, that's like a fall thing to do, not a midsummer thing to do.
Watch that really good Halloween that has Coolio in it.
Watch Sleepaway Camps. That'd be a good one.
Isn't there Coolio Halloween?
I don't know. Maybe.
Wasn't he in like 7 or 8?
We should watch one of those for the Patreon watch along. We should watch Sleepaway Camps.
Maybe my favorite Halloween is the Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, the one without Michael Myers.
Mm-hmm.
Where kids' heads turn into snakes.
Yeah.
We'll do a good horror. We'll do a horror watch along. We'll do a rom-com watch along.
Mm-hmm. I know I can finally make you watch 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah.
It's going to be the best day of my life. You're going to love it so much. It's so good.
And I get to comment on it while I'm watching it.
I know. You're going to love it. It's like a perfect movie.
I'm trying to think of my favorite rom-com.
I like 10 Things I Hate About You. I like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I like Never Been Kissed. I like Notting Hill.
I haven't seen any of those.
Oh my God.
I don't even think I've seen a rom-com now that I think about it. I saw that Sweet Home Alabama one.
Oh, I love that movie.
With the lightning glass.
Yes. I love that movie. I watch that movie every time it's on. Good choice. See, that statement right there leads me to believe that like all the other movies I just mentioned, you would love all of them. So good.
I didn't say that I loved Sweet Home Alabama. I said I saw it.
Oh, but I chose to hear that as you loved it. You know what's crazy? It was like the first time I ever saw that movie, I didn't like it. And then I saw it like a few more times and I'm like, oh my God, I love this movie. I love it.
Has Never Been Kissed. Drew Barrymore Goes to High School.
Yeah.
What's up, fellow kids?
I know that's her. Josie Grossi. And David Arquette's really good in that movie too. That movie's so cute. What was I just going to say? You said something about people with snakes on their heads, and I read the grossest fucking thing today. That tweet that was going around about Aleister Crowley's old journals where he says the grossest shit anybody's ever heard in their life. The like incest shit and rapey shit. It's hideous. Anyway, there's one part where he's talking about a woman's like parts, like lower parts, and he calls it a
vagina.
Yes, I don't like that word. Anyway, he calls it a fucking snake hole. It haunted my entire day. Ew. Now it has to haunt everybody else. That's so fucking gross. And just the passage that it was in, I can't even talk to you about what it was about. But then by the time it got to that, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's bad. It's bad.
I'll read it.
I'll send it to you.
Thanks.
One of the witch girls posted it, and I was like, whoop, I wish I could unread this.
Right in the snake hole.
Right in the snake hole. Ugh. That's gonna be our new. That's gonna be our new punching game. Don't punch me in the snake hole. Oh, above the belt only, Tenny. Oh, oh God.
What? Forget what I was about to say.
Yeah, just don't do it.
I was going to say, why in the world is anybody punching below the belt?
They do.
They're trying to punch. People are punching vaginas.
Okay, not vaginas, but like in UFC and stuff, they always hit below the belt, and in boxing and stuff too. They get kicked in the junk all the time. And like some people say they don't do it on purpose, but it's like that could change the whole trajectory of the whole fight. Like if you're losing, fuck yeah, you're gonna kick somebody in the balls. You don't even barely get a point or anything deducted most times. You're just like that person gets 5 minutes to recover. Like who's gonna recover?
Right in the snake hole.
Right in the snake hole. Gross. It's gonna be fun. We have a Patreon because then after this we'll do like afterthoughts where we really are just idiots, and then people get to hear that part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we always do it. We'll turn off the thing and then we'll talk for like 20 more minutes. Yeah. Nobody has any idea what we're talking about.
Or I can just tape record, like, if I call you at 4 o'clock in the morning to see why you're still awake.
Oh, you're just going to secret record me and put it on our Patreon?
Yeah.
Sounds great. I'm just gonna be like, I have the worst hangover of my life. I'm going to be like, I hung out with a guy the other day. What have I done? What have I done? Yeah, we'll tell people on the Patreon our secrets.
No secrets.
Well, we got some that we don't put on here, and then we can put them on there. Bring the snake hole.
R.I.P. Super Dave. Hashtag.
I was just going to say hashtag Super Dave Osborne, hashtag snake hole.
Is that this episode, Super Dave's snake hole?
Yes. It's going to be R.I.P.
Snake hole?
Snake hole Osborne.
The least known of Ozzy's kids.
Oh my God.
Snake hole Osborne.
Snake hole. Yes. Ew. That's a porn name. That's somebody's porn name now. What's up, weirdo? Porn name generator. Patrons only. Oh God. I gotta put my air back on. I'm melting.
I'm just tired. I'm burned out. I'm melting. I'm sweaty. I feel gross. I'm hungry, but I don't want to eat.
I know, me too. I have hummus. I'm gonna eat hummus.
So I'm afraid that it's hot, and I'm afraid that the hummus will give me gurgle belly.
I know. We're just gonna lay there so hot
and have hot diarrhea for the rest of the night.
I mean, that's on you, bro. I'm gonna not do that.
Wait, is it ever not hot diarrhea?
No, I don't think so. P-S and P-fucking-S. Your tweets lately, first of all, the other day you tweeted about socks, and then today you posted about vitamins. Can you fucking go outside? You need to touch grass, bro. We need to get you on a road trip.
I'm on brand. I'm old.
I know. I was like,
old man.
I said you're gonna be like, I spy on your Twitter soon. I spy something in my spare room that's brown.
I like when I specifically craft a tweet that says, "What vitamin do you take that you don't need to take, but you take anyway?" And then people respond with vitamin C,
calcium,
calcium, vitamin B, water.
Fucking. Like, I know. Read the question again. It was like weird shit. Like your weirdest herb or your thing that you Googled and it said you should fucking shoot this in your eye. I don't know. Not magnesium. You fucking need that, bro. Oh. Yeah. Some people just don't understand the assignment. That's what it is.
It's fine.
It's fine. You get the engagement every time, so it doesn't matter.
I'm always surprised at what does get engagement like that.
I know. Me too. My dumbest tweets will like blow up and I'm like,
your MMA fighter Suckerfish tweet.
I know. I hate that guy. Any chance to, and I don't really like, that's the other thing too, is like, I don't like when burns are specific to like looks or body type. Right. I'd rather just make like a childlike comparison. It's not cool to like body shame or looks shame, but like I can tell you look like a fucking aquarium fish.
You can have contrary viewpoints that are still true.
Yes. Yeah, there was this fighter guy yesterday who has, honestly, he is a very weird build. He's like, his torso is really short and his legs are so long and he's crazy looking. And everybody was tweeting about it. And I'm like, that is so fucking mean. He can't help how he was fucking, that's his body. And he's a fighter and he'd probably whoop your ass. So that, I don't like to be in that spirited like situation like that, but I will compare them to something that gets the point across.
I'm one of those weird long torso people.
I think I am too, maybe.
Like from my shoulders to my hip bone is way too long, I feel like.
Yeah, and then it makes your legs like short, kind of.
I mean, I think I have I'm 6'2", so I mean, I'm tall all around, I guess.
Yeah. I too have always thought that I don't know how to dress for my body, so I think it makes it look not proportioned. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you look like a slug a lot of the time.
I thought you were going to say slut. I was like, oh, sick. Bert, thanks. Oh, that fucking whatever. Call me whatever you want, garbage juice. Oh.
That's all I got.
Okay. Go shoot yourself in the face with your outside hose, okay?
Don't jam nothing in your snake hole.
Ew! Get
Bye!
out of here. Bye!